And normally on Fridays we speak with our friend Mercedes Martinez from Mix 94.1 in Las Vegas now about what's trending, but this morning, well, she's trending.
Yeah, and I think it's important. We've all been talking about it. 20 years on Saturday, tomorrow, since 9/11, and so many people have personal stories about that. And Mercedes, you yourself have a really compelling story that hits home.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good morning. I put out a tweet last night just because I was talking to my mother about the anniversary of September 11th. And on September 11th, 2001, my dad actually caught a flight in Ohio to fly home to Denver. And he was there on business. He was anxious to get home to see his family. And shortly after takeoff, the pilot came on the loudspeaker and said that their flight was being grounded. There was some sort of a security breach, and they had to land at the nearest airport. And that nearest airport was in Omaha. So as they are getting ready to land, my dad immediately turned on his cellular phone just to hopefully get some sort of connection, because he thought, you know what, everyone's going to be running to rent cars to drive home, so I'm going to try and get one. But he actually asked the rental car company if he could get the biggest van that they had. So when they deplaned, he ran over there, he got that van, and he ended up going back to the terminal to find, he had 7 seats, to find 7 people that were able to get in that van with him and go to Denver. He actually found a cardboard box next to a trash can, grabbed a Sharpie and wrote "going to Denver." Wow. And people started meeting up with him and getting in that van with him.
So then you posted on Twitter this story, and we certainly saw it this morning. You are trying to find those people right now. It's been years since that obviously happened. You're trying to reach out and see if you can make some connections.
Yeah, my mom and I were talking about this, and she said that some of those people actually kept in touch with my dad for a very long time, and he passed away in 2016. He passed away from brain cancer, and she said we hadn't heard from them for a very long time. And I said, did he ever tell you about the conversations that were had, what that drive was like from Omaha? And she said he didn't say a lot about it, but they did keep in touch. And I'm really kind of on a quest to find maybe a couple of these people. I'd like to know what happened, and we heard his side of the story. I'd like to hear their side of the story and how that whole experience was for them.
What an incredible story for you to have, to remember your father, obviously, as this kind-hearted man who was trying to make a difference in a moment where I think every single one of us was confused and scared and worried.
Well, Mercedes, you can only imagine, as your father was driving this van, what everybody in there was talking about as everything was changing on September 11th. Here you're on this long ride from Nebraska to Denver, and I can only imagine what the chatter is like, what's going through everyone's minds. It's a unique connection between all those people.
It absolutely is, and he did mention that they were listening to a lot of talk radio, but the whole country was in a state of confusion. No one really knew what was going around, and it was nice because he said that they all bonded, they all reassured each other. And I just really want to know who these people were and where life has taken them since.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the call out, folks, if you know someone in Denver, maybe they've shared a story that you can make this connection, because that is an unbreakable bond. Mercedes, thank you for sharing that. Wow.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Mercedes.
Thank you guys for getting the word out too. I really appreciate it.
Take care of yourself and have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.